We're here with head coach Clarissa Crowell for our weekly softball preview. Coach, 2-2 week at the Panther Invitational.
Yes.
What are your general thoughts on that performance that week?
You know, overall, I'm very pleased with our team. Obviously, Friday was a bit of a tough day, and when you haven't played yet, and then you have to go out and play against fifth-ranked Alabama, who was a great team, it was a bit difficult. And you kind of need to just get a couple of games under your belt to get your feet wet. So that second game was a bit tough too. That Georgia State pitcher she just had a great game, and unfortunately, we weren't able to make adjustments, but Saturday and Sunday were awesome, and just from an energy and an effort standpoint, our kids came out and they competed hard and they played hard on Saturday for the 7 innings that we had to play, and on Sunday it ended up going 8 innings. And if our team can bring that energy and that effort and that competitiveness and that heart that they showed on both Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be a really good year. So overall, on the weekend, we're pleased coming home 500. We saw some things that we need to work on, but it was the first weekend out. But again, if our team can bring the intangibles that they brought that on Saturday and Sunday as far as how hard they worked, it's going to be a very good year for us.
Well, obviously, you emphasize how much of a team effort it was.
Absolutely.
There were a couple of standout individual performances, Kelsey Fredericks among them. Can you talk a little bit about her game and some other individuals that really had strong weekends?
Yeah, it's crazy because Kelsey didn't throw on Friday because she was sick all last week, and she hadn't practiced, hadn't had a bullpen since, I believe, Monday. So on Friday, she just had a bullpen, and, I kind of asked her Saturday, hey, how'd you feel? Are you ready to go? And so we thought we'd throw her out there, and I didn't know how she was going to do because she hadn't thrown in about a week, and she went out there and she was lights out. Very efficient with her pitches on Saturday against Maryland, and Maryland's a good hitting team, and Kelsey just had she had a great day, and I think through 4 innings she had only thrown 34 pitches, which is a really good pitch count for 3 innings worth of work. So I'm very happy with what Kelsey did. Not only did she have a great starting, she did great in the starting role on Saturday, but on Sunday she also came in and closed out a pretty intense game. So yeah, Kelsey definitely from my pitching staff had a great weekend. Amber, I thought Amber did a good job. Little tough day for her on Friday, but Saturday she was able to bounce back, and I was very pleased with Carly as well. Carly had some good strong innings against Georgia State. So overall, I'm pleased with where my pitching staff is at this point. Some other kids to highlight, I believe Taylor Shuey had the most RBIs for us. Jenna Jones played great defensively out in left field. But yeah, Lauren Anderson had a couple of home runs. We had a couple of kids, Kat Lee, Michaela Schlottman, our leadoff batter, hit some home runs. So overall, I thought it was a good weekend, and but yeah.
Going on to this week, going down to Chattanooga, Tennessee for the Frost Classic. It's going to be a difficult challenge when you're going to play 6 games, which is a little bit more than you normally play in a tournament. Can you talk a little about that challenge?
Yes, that's going to be a challenge in itself. Just having to go out and play 6 games in a weekend, it's not ideal. Usually you play about 4 or 5, but it's our second weekend out. We had the opportunity to pick up the 6th game, and so I thought, we're going to go out and we're going to challenge ourselves. And but yeah, they're gonna have to bring it for 6 games because we've got some pretty good teams that we're playing. And on Friday we open up with Evansville, who we played them this past fall, and I know that their freshman pitcher, I believe, is throwing the ball pretty well. She's got an ERA under 2. We didn't see her this past fall. We saw their lefty pitcher, but they're a scrappy bunch. They're playing well. So that'll be a good game to open up the tournament with, and after that we've got Kentucky, and Kentucky's going to be your typical SEC team. They're going to have a good pitcher. Nunley's ERA right now, I believe, is under a 1. They're gonna run. They're a fast team, and they're going to have kids that can hit for power, and they're going to play solid defensively. So we're definitely going to have to come out and be ready to go on Friday.
Anything else you would like to say about some of the other opponents that you are going to face at this tournament?
Yes. So we've got Chattanooga, Tennessee on Saturday, and overall they're playing really well, and I think a lot of it has to do with their entire pitching staff. I believe their overall ERA right now is under a 2. So every pitcher on that staff's throwing well right now. I believe in order for us to win that game, we're really going to have to. My pitching staff's going to have to. We're going to have to do a good job, and the defense is going to have to play well because it's going to be a low scoring game. We're going to take on Northern Kentucky. Northern Kentucky is a team that we're familiar with, having played them in past years, and they're a regional team. So, but they have a new coach this year, and Coach Catherine Gleason, and she does a really good job. So I know this past weekend, from a wins-loss standpoint, they probably didn't end up where they wanted to be, but I think the one thing that they did well this past weekend was they hit. So. We also play Lipscomb. Lipscomb has a great pitcher on staff as well. I'm not sure if we're going to see that young lady, but I believe her ERA was a .25, so she's been throwing it well. They had a big win against Iowa. I believe they shut them out, and anytime you can beat a Big Ten team, that's a big deal. And Coach Kristen Ryman's a great coach down there at Lipscomb, and we're somewhat familiar with those guys because we played them a couple years ago, so that's going to be a battle for us. And we also play Eastern Illinois on Sunday. I'm not too familiar with that team just because we haven't played them in the past few years, but the nice thing is we'll have an opportunity to watch them on Friday and Saturday because we don't play them until Sunday. So the one thing that I know is that regardless of what the numbers say and regardless of their win-loss column, I believe they're going to be a good team, and we're just excited to get back on the road and go out and compete this weekend.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.